Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money and the power, never be fake. Stick to code, sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same empire back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. BBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV.
Here's the interesting thing. Comcast is watching, all the stuff Byron Allen's been doing. Byron Allen has been on a full-scale blitzkrieg assault in the court of public opinion to basically make sure that everybody knows what Comcast is doing, that they are aligning with the Trump administration to undermine civil rights for the last 150 years, that they are literally, just doing some things that many people consider to be abominable. A lot of people have gained respect. A lot of people in our community have gained respect for Byron Allen, but they've lost respect for Comcast. And that's saying a lot. I mean, the fact that the community loves a guy that, because y'all know a lot of people saw his wife and they were like, hold up, wait a minute, he's one of them guys, right? Got this white wife and gonna be passing all that money to somebody else. But even beyond that, I think people are wise enough to kind of look beyond that and see, what he's doing for the community. Now, again, is everything gonna be perfect? But no, it's not. But hey, at the same time, it's he's making a contribution, I do believe, by filing this suit, at least pushing conversations. He's getting us to talk about things we normally don't talk about. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Now, here's the thing. Comcast sees all this happening. Comcast is, watching this, and Comcast is like, hold on, wait. We ain't gonna sit here as this big corporate giant who's gonna sit there in silence while you run out here and you, as Antonio Brown likes to say, out here putting dirt on my name. Antonio Brown's like, y'all out here putting dirt on my name, right? So Comcast is like, hold up, you putting dirt on our name, that ain't cool. So Comcast has actually come back. Comcast has actually issued a statement that I thought was really interesting in response to this whole Byron Allen thing. I'm going to read some of this to you. Bobby Rush, to his credit, has actually come out and supported Allen in the suit. He's actually said that Comcast should be broken up, which I don't disagree with that. I think that we are allowing companies to violate antitrust law, including especially like the NCAA and stuff like that. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys saw that just this week, my Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm a fan of Ohio State. That's where I got my PhD. They have the #1 team in the country, and they lost their best player, a Heisman Trophy candidate, because he got a loan from a friend. A friend loaned him a couple dollars, and the NCAA said, "Hold up, wait. We the pimp. You supposed to be our bitch. Like, you ain't supposed to get money from nobody. We supposed to starve your ass out." And so basically, the NCAA came back and suspended him because basically he's not supposed to even get a loan, right? So the NCAA is actually a cartel that has consistently violated antitrust policy in America. They're only allowed to do this, though, because their victims are black, mostly African American. I believe that's why they're allowed to get away with this nonsense. I don't think they'd be allowed to get away with this if they were doing this to hockey players or tennis players, but that's just my 2 cents. So anyway, with that said, there's an argument to be made that Comcast should be broken up. The congressmen are getting involved. Martin Luther King's daughter rushed to support Byron Allen's suit. Who else? The NAACP came out to support. So he's getting support in the court of public opinion. I think he's won that fight. But here's what's interesting. 2 things. One, the courts don't really care a whole lot what the public is saying. One of the things about the courts is they pride themselves in being able to ignore the public and ignore, political peer pressure, if you want to call it that. And so basically, it won't matter when they go before the Supreme Court, which I argue is a very conservative court. I got to go double check that, but yeah, they're quite conservative. I don't think they're going to give Byron Allen the win that he's looking for. I think that Byron Allen is probably pushing in the public eye because he's concerned about what's going to happen when he gets into the court of law, which is why, with one of our core arguments. One of our core arguments in the Black Business School is that we have to find other ways to expand and diversify our interests and our pursuits so that we're not dependent upon a bunch of racist white folks to give us what we deserve or to give us opportunities. I think we need to learn how to manufacture our own opportunities. We also need to reconnect to the diaspora because there are more sympathetic nation states all throughout the world that would be very happy to do business with Black people. Right. That's why I'm going to Ghana on December 6th with another billionaire by the name of Michael Roberts. And we're going to go out there and we're going to explore Ghana. We're going to find out what's over there, what's happening there. And I'm going to actually look into dual citizenship and everything because I actually want to go back to my roots because I feel like an adopted child who really needs to find his real parents. You know, I feel like an adopted child who's living in a household where every time I go ask my parents to give me some food, they tell me that there's not enough food, but yet the white kids get to eat and I don't get to eat. Right. I feel like an adopted child who has been mistreated and abused by the people that he thought were his parents. But wait a minute, I'm like, hold on, wait, you mean I got a real mom and a real daddy called Ghana, called Zimbabwe, maybe Ethiopia or wherever, where I can go over there and actually connect there and do business. And they've got trillions of dollars in resources. Africa is the richest continent on the planet. That's why everybody goes to Africa. They've been going there for 600, 700 years just looking for resources because Africa is the richest continent on the planet. So I'm like, wait a minute, you telling me that my real daddy, my real mama is the richest continent on the planet? I want to wire back into that. And they're calling me to come home. Well, shit, let me go educate myself on who I really am and what I'm really connected to so that I can actually find real opportunities that don't depend on me having to go to a conservative Supreme Court run by people like Donald Trump to find justice, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't go to court. I'm not saying that the suit is wrong. I'm not saying that at all. I think it's a great suit. I'm saying that, it's very depressing to believe that that's all you got, that white folks is all you got, that the Supreme Court is all you got. Seriously, there's got to be a better way.